Alright, so this little video here is meant to walk you through the steps of how to pull a portfolio template on and hopefully to give you an idea of what it is that we want you to do when selecting artifacts. So the first thing that I'm going to do is refer to the Showbie course that your teachers will be able to give you the code to join. You'll notice that in the Showbie course we've got two files. The first one is instructions on what to do and the second one is the actual template that you're going to have to download and use. To start, what you need to do is download the template. So we'll go over here to Bruce Portfolio Template, and what we'll do is it'll launch it in Showbie. You need to tap the icon here and choose to open it in Keynote. Now once you've opened the file in Keynote, what you can do is click and hold on the actual title and release, and it'll give you the ability to rename that. You should put your name on it, dash, and then term to portfolio, and then you can choose done. Okay. Once we've done that, we can head into that document, and now you're ready to start adding artifacts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to slide 2, and I'm going to look at English Language Arts. You're going to notice that there's three things on the slide already. You'll see the title of the course, English Language Arts, I'm Proud Of, and Learning Outcome. If I go and click on the third slide, you're going to see it's very similar. The only thing that changes is the title in the top right corner. It changes from I'm proud of to I need to improve. For each course that you take, you're going to have to choose one thing that you're proud of and one thing that you feel like you need to improve on. So if I were a student and I were trying to choose something that I was proud of, what I would do is think about something over the term that I did during English Language Arts that I was proud of. And then once I've got an idea, I need to select an artifact for that. So an example of this would be adding an artifact. I'm going to click on the plus button from the top menu. I'm going to head to my camera roll because I have a photo of a writing sample, and I'm going to choose that photo of the writing sample. Then I'm going to click off of there. I'm going to resize it by grabbing the top handle, and then clicking in the middle of the area, I can reposition. So I've got an artifact there on the slide now. There's still a few other things that I need to do. Next, I'd like you to turn your attention to the words learning outcome. Learning outcome is the area under which this work sample would fall. So instead of trying to make something up for this, I'd like you to actually go back to Showbie, and that's what the Bruce Portfolio Instructions are for. So if you click on Bruce Portfolio Instructions, you get a whole bunch of extra information that helps you to select artifacts and find out what areas they fall under. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to slide 2 at the bottom there. And I'm going to zoom in here and I can see all of the different subject areas that I have. So if I go to ELA, and you notice it says one thing that you are proud of and one thing you need to improve. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say the writing sample that I chose, what area of language arts does that fall under? So the area that it would fall under, if I've got the choice here, would be writing. So going back to the portfolio, I could go and double tap on learning outcome, and I can delete the words learning outcome, and I can put in the outcome that fits for this sample. So I'm going to say writing. If there's a particular aspect of the writing that you're very proud of, say for example that you use very good voice in your writing or that you're very good with sentence structure or punctuation, that would be a good thing to include here. So I'm going to put writing voice to be a little bit more specific. Now there is one more thing that we wanted to make sure that you include, and that is a reflection on this piece of work. So you may be asking yourself, like, what kinds of things should I be writing for a reflection? If you head back to Showbie and we go back to page 1, if we go down to the bottom here and zoom in a little bit, what you're going to notice is that we've got, right at the bottom, we've got each item that you place in your portfolio should have a reflection. So if this is a piece of, or a sample of work that you are proud of, these are the questions that you should be answering. Why is this a good sample of my learning? And what did I learn from doing this assignment? So you're probably going to notice that you've got a limited amount of room on your screen. So instead of doing it on your slide, if you choose the wrench symbol and you go down to presenter notes, we've got a placeholder in here that says place your reflections here. This is where you can answer those two questions. So again, those two questions were, why is this a good example of my learning? And what did I learn from doing this assignment? So I'm going to head back there. You're also going to notice that you have multiple slides. So that means that you're going to have multiple slides for presenter notes. If I go and choose slide number 3, what you're going to notice is the presenter notes change to reflect the presenter notes for slide number 3. So for each slide and each artifact that you create, you can add presenter notes for that particular slide. If you want to get out of presenter view, all you do is click on Done. At this point, I should probably also mention that there are several slides throughout the template that talk about performance tasks. You'll have to check with your subject area teacher to find out whether or not you have a performance task for that particular subject area. If you don't, then it's okay to delete the slide. To delete the slide, all you do is click and hold on the slide, and a context menu will come up allowing you to delete the slide. One last thing that's worth mentioning is that when you're selecting artifacts that represent your learning, you need to think about the things that you're proud of and the things that you need to work on. But you also need to think about how you can represent those within your portfolio. So if you head back to Shobi and you look at the instructions document, there is a list up there that says what is an artifact. And in that list, it gives you several ideas about things that you could include. It could be audio clips from assignments, it could be a video that you made, or it could be a video of you performing a task. It could be photos of work that you've created, or a poster that you made, or something you made in TPA. Hopefully looking at this list gets across the point that a portfolio is supposed to be about sharing your learning. In this case, we're going to have you share your learning with a peer during a practice session and also with your parent on portfolio night. So please, when you're choosing artifacts, choose artifacts that do just that. And of course, no portfolio would be complete without adding your name. So before you finish up, make sure that you go to slide 1 where it says student name. You can double tap and you can replace your name on the title slide to make this your own. So that's all for today, and hopefully you have fun making your portfolios. If you have any questions, be sure to let your teachers know, and they'll do their best to help you through the process.